Good afternoon. It's camping day again, and as I'm walking in, I'm right on the edge of the woodland at the moment, and a few of you, if you've been following the channel for a while, will recognise this tree. This is, well, I've named him Big Red. It's a redwood. It's the biggest thing in this woodland, quite simply, and something you won't see me do too often, well, not on camera, is when I say hello to him on the way in. He's the biggest guy in the forest, so let's give him some respect. Afternoon, old fella. Please keep a watch over me, and I'll see you on the way out. Seems only polite, A, to say hello to him, and B, give him a bit of respect. I like to think all while he's standing, I will be too. Right, let's get to camp. Right, just a thought while I'm working my way through the woodlands here. Think I'm mad talking to trees? I don't think so. And as much as I don't think they can hear me or understand me, in some ways it's no different to, I don't know, religious people talking and praying to their icons. Or sometimes, if you've lost a family member, sometimes you'll see people sort of chat to a photo of a departed person. Now they know that photo's not going to talk back, but it gives them some sense of calm, maybe. I don't know. I don't know the answer. But, quite simply, I talk to trees. Not all of them. Just the big interesting ones. Right, as you can see, I've got the Regatta Hydra Fort out again. Wasn't going to use it, but I've got my Miltech Recon 1 out. One of the poles was broken in a couple of places, you know, the fiberglass when it gets brittle. So, can't use that at the moment. What I am doing is I've contacted a guy that does tent pole repair or complete replacements. We'll see how that situation goes, because I want to get another pole for it. Basically, there's no point in binning a perfectly serviceable tent because of one pole. Never had that sort of service before, never had someone make me a pole, so I'll say little about that at the moment. We'll see how the whole situation goes, and I'll let you know. If it's any good, I'll give you the links. One thing I did want to try today, although the weather is conspiring against me, it's been so sunny probably all week. It really has been lovely. Summer has arrived until I go camping. We've got grey skies and the odd shower. But what I wanted to try out was anybody that's got a tent with a bright colour like this will tell you that it doesn't really stop a lot of daylight. And in midsummer like this, you know, we're getting light at 4:30, 5 in the morning. It's going to be like sleeping in a lampshade. It's going to wake me up in the morning. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put my camo net over it. Not to hide it. I don't need to hide here. It's not about the colour or location or anything like that. It's purely to give me a level of shade over there. Of course, the camo net's got holes in it. It won't block out everything, but it should reduce it an awful lot, we hope. Well, got set up just in time. I don't know whether you can hear or not. It's raining. No rain forecast. Completely clear. I even like double checked before coming out. Rained last night, little bit first thing this morning, and that was meant to be the end of it. Dry for the next 4 or 5 days. Hey presto, rain. Never mind. I haven't even got a rain jacket with me, not a proper one. Never mind. Right, so I've got the camo net over there, and like I said, it's not about hiding, it's not about blending in or anything like that. The theory was it was blocking the sunshine from waking me up in the morning. But with this turn of weather events, is there going to be any sunshine? Have I done this for nothing and I've just got something else to dry out? We'll see. Well, while it's raining, I can't get on with anything else. Have a quick word about this. Sunblesa Bivy light. Now, I've had my original one for several years. Really like it, never had a problem with it. But Gavin from Sunblesa contacted me the other day. They've updated it. Would I like to take a look at the new one? So that's what this is, first trip out. There's not massive changes. It's just an update to the original one. So, you know, on first look, it looks more or less the same. It's still got the 3 different colours, 2 levels on each. Still got the magnetic strip to stick it into the roof of your tent. The switch on the end, still glow in the dark, that's the same. They've changed the sockets in the end there. You do still have the USB socket, but now I think it's the C-shaped charger, which is quite handy because most of my stuff is that shape. So no matter what lead I've got my hands on will fit. So that's handy. I don't know why all manufacturers now don't just decide what socket they're going to use for mobile phones and everything and just all use the same. It'd be a lot bloody easier. As far as the updates are concerned, I think they've made it a little bit brighter. I haven't checked all the specs as of yet because I've, you know, rushed out in a bit of a hurry. But yeah, my understanding is a little brighter. Not that I found the old one was lacking in any way, so fair enough, that's fine. Run time on full power white, which is like work light type mode they call it, it's about 7 or 8 hours constant. On green, which I believe is the lowest power consumption, if you have it on the lower level green, which is still bright enough to see what you're doing inside a tent and that sort of thing, 200 hours plus, maybe nearly 300 hours. It sort of runs forever. They've got a big battery, hence the USB socket. You can use it as a power bank as well. The other update that I do like, excuse me, I'll just fish it out the bag here, is the new style remote. The original one was remote control, but it was more like a TV remote in a way. You had to point it at the light, do the buttons. Where this one operates more like the remote for locking and unlocking your car. You don't have to point it at the car or whatever. You can literally just wave it about, have your hand in your pocket and press it. As long as you're in range, it's going to come on. So this is more of a radio frequency as opposed to a direct line of sight needed. So that's, I think, a good upgrade. Plus it's a little bit smaller and it's got the fitting that can go on a key ring. So I think that's a good move. But say, had no problems with the original Sunblesa Bivy light. I really like it. It's bright enough I've even used it as a filming light at night. So if they've updated it, even better. Tonight will be the first outing for it. I will stick it in the tent and try it out later. And we'll see how it goes. Good news is the price hasn't really changed on them. They're about, I think about £25 if you look online, which I think is very good money for this, really. You get a lot for your 25 quid. Right, stick it in the tent. Right, Marky's here with me. He's brought his gear top. That hasn't been out for a long time. The old gear top bivvy.
About 2 years.
Yeah, it's good to see that out again. He wanted a pack relatively small and light, because I'm sure you can see on the right there, he's coming by bike today. So, you know, you can load a bike right up, but basically it's it's a bit of a compromise, and it's a bit uncomfortable to have too much weight on a bike swinging about when you're, especially off road. So he was packing light, so that's why he's got the little tent, because he's got his little bike. Now we're all set up, you know what we should do? Something that will make the video really, really interesting. I think we should go searching for Bigfoot.
No. Not in the UK.
Yeah.
Probably not anywhere.
How about Dogman? Can we find him?
Dogman.
Yeah.
And the Chupacabra.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We'll go find that as well.
Yeah.
Because they all exist.
But it seems that some people, shall we say, capitalise on that sort of thing to make their videos more interesting. Yeah, maybe we should jump on that bandwagon.
Hold on. It knocked back, Alan. No, it didn't. It was me with a stick.
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell. Well, if we're not going to go Bigfoot camping, we're not going to go Dogman hunting, and we're not going to do any of that sort of thing, I guess we better just sit here, drink beer, and do camping, and never be famous.
No. Unless something goes wrong.
Oh yeah, unless we have a disaster.
Yeah.
I was trapped in a thunderstorm.
Footsteps around my tent at 2 AM.
Yeah, oh dear, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever.
This happened a month ago, so I've come back to the same place to see if it happens again. It happened again!
Yeah. I'm afraid people are going to be stuck with video of camping.
Yeah.
It's not interesting.
Alan,
It's two blokes in the woods drinking beer.
Alan, if I cut you out of this video,
Yeah.
and I'll make out I'm doing a solo,
Okay.
then tonight at about 1 AM, can you walk around my tent, and then I can go, there's someone outside, something outside my tent.
We could. I mean, I could even take a pee on top of your tent, and then you could say, "Oh, I'm in a storm. It's raining really hard."
Yeah. I almost died, trapped.
Bigfoot peed on my tent.
Trapped while truck camping, even though I've got my truck and I can drive out. I was trapped.
Oh dear.
Surrounded by bears, surrounded by wolves. I almost died.
The reality is that I don't think in most cases you're more likely to be surrounded by idiots, isn't it? Really?
Or here's a more realistic video. I was surrounded by trees.
Yes. Yeah. You got to watch them trees.
I know.
You got to be careful. They might even fall on you if they feel that way inclined. Angry tree fell on me in the night.
Angry tree tried to kill me.
Mark has decided to go tree climbing. I climbed up there just a minute ago because I wanted to have a look in the top. I was over here last year somewhere, and an owl flew out the top there while I was filming, and I wondered if there was a nest or something, but it's not. It's just a little flat area, quite well flattened down, so obviously a lot of birds and stuff sit up there for a view. And now Mark's going to climb up there for a view. Don't you bloody fall off there, you're too heavy to carry out. Oh, I didn't film what's inside today. Just kept it pretty damn simple. Just got the Nemo sleep mat straight on the floor, although I have got an old tarp ground sheet type thing underneath this, partly to keep it clean and also to have the thicker underneath so I don't get any punctures. Jungle bag. It's summertime. It's time for the jungle bag. A lot of people think of, you know, a jungle bag. They think of really like hot, sweaty weather. But to be fair, the sort of recommended temperature for this is about 8 degrees. I think overnight it's only going to be about 12, something like that. So that's going to be plenty warm enough. And it's a small pack size, so I'll be absolutely fine in there, in the old jungle bag tonight. I've just got a cheap inflatable pillow. The other advantage with the jungle bag, of course, is it's got the zip all the way around the outside. You can unzip it and open it up just like into a blanket. So if it did get incredibly warm overnight for some reason, weather changed, I can just unzip it and have it laying over me rather than being shut in a bag. They're quite adaptable. I'm a big fan of the jungle bag. I think it's one that's sort of missed out by a lot of people. Small, very small pack size, less than a kilo, plenty warm enough for probably 3-4 months. I have even used it into early autumn in my hammock with an under blanket, admittedly. It's just a good bag. I like the jungle bag by Snugpack. Dinner's done. Chicken tikka masala, pilau rice. It's a cheap tin from the supermarket, which is perfectly acceptable. The rice was on offer, so I'm at about £3 all in for dinner, and it's made just over half that pot. So it's actually, quite a substantial dinner. I'm not even sure I'll finish it all. But if there's any leftovers, of course, it will go over to the tree for Mr. Fox. He's had curry before and he doesn't mind it. And also, last time Mark put up the trail camera, there's a little mouse that comes up. So I think the mouse hoovers up the bits of rice that are left. So yeah, the woodland creatures might be having curry later, depending on how much I leave. Well, we've both had dinner. Made a cup of coffee, and well, we were just chilling out in a nice evening with a bit of sunshine and birdsong, and then the bastards next door have come out with a dirt bike. He's buggered off now, but about the last sort of 15 minutes he's been like whizzing up and down one of the main tracks over in the other part of the wood, which across there, sort of as the crow flies, is probably only a couple of 100 metres away, so close enough to be bloody annoying. But hopefully he's got bored and gone home,
Razor wire.
because it's gone pretty quiet. There we have a little bit of leftover chicken tikka and rice left out for Mr. Fox or Mr. Mouse, whoever gets there first. That'd be a very big meal for a mouse. We'll see whether that's gone in the morning. I'll tell you what though, it's not looking very appetising. It looks like a dog's come and taken a dump on the tree there. But I'm sure he'll still appreciate it. Well, that just made us jump over here. This big pine that went over last year, and it's hung up in the trees. It was hung up in one of the ash trees, particularly a dead one, and a big lump of it's just snapped off of the ash, not of the pine. It just come down with a hell of a bloody clatter just down in that ditch there. Big lump, sort of like 20-foot long bough hit the deck. It always sounds so bloody loud when you're in a quiet woodland and it's quite close. But hey, it's all good firewood. It's nice and dead, so we've gathered some up and brought it up here to process for later. Right, let's have a little test of the old bivvy light. Low white, bright white. Low red, bright red. Low green, bright green. And off. Yep, still works from back here. Opposite side of the campsite. Impressed with that. Right, so I don't know quite how far you can push the range of this. As I haven't really looked at the specs, but going from one side of the campsite to the other, it was still working. I've just paced it out, and it's about sort of 20 paces, so 20 meters, 20 yards, 50, 60 foot. Don't know why you'd need it to work any further than that really, but it certainly works at that distance. Right, time for bed. Where are we? Just coming up for 11. So yeah, respectable time for bed. Oh, I've just been and checked the tree where we put the food for Mr. Fox. Curry's all gone. He must have hoovered it at some point during the evening. So yeah, bedtime. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Well, we both slept quite well. I think it was about 11ish we went to bed. Slept till sort of 6, half 6, something like that. It's just after 7 now, got coffee on. And before Mark tells you, I farted just now and it was that bad he had to run away.
Awful.
It was that curry last night. God. Even I had a job to cope with it, to be perfectly honest.
It's just instant. As soon as it come out, your puckered walnut. The smell just hit.
It was a fast mover. Luckily, it dissipated quickly as well. So, but beautiful morning. I'll come back to you in a bit. Right, almost back to the car. I'm sure you can hear the bloody traffic noise, but never mind. It's been a good camp. Filmed a bit sort of haphazardly and lots of bits and pieces on different subjects. So, yeah, thanks for coming along, and I'll see you on the next camp.